Chosen one, do not scroll away. Please, stop right now. This is not the algorithm bringing us together. This is a divine interception. Archangel Michael has personally routed this message to your screen today. And he demanded that it be released to you immediately because the window for your breakthrough is closing fast. Every other subtle sign has been missed. You must listen closely. There is a reason your spirit has been restless lately. You feel a deep weight in your chest. The nights are long and completely silent. You toss and turn while the world sleeps peacefully around you, desperately searching for a peace that seems entirely out of reach. And heaven knows exactly how tired you are. The heavy attacks you have been facing recently are not random at all. They are absolute proof that the enemy is watching your rise. The dark forces are panicking right now. They are terrified because a massive financial and spiritual breakthrough has just been approved in your name. But there is a fatal trap waiting for you. If you leave this message now, you will single-handedly shut the door on your own blessing just as it arrives. The universe is trying to hand you the exact key to your freedom. Do not walk away. You have tried everything to break the endless cycle. You prayed for hours in the dark. You practiced manifesting and visualizing your ideal future. You did all the heavy inner work that others absolutely refused to do, facing your deepest shadows without any help. Yet your reality still feels entirely blocked and stagnant. You watch ordinary people succeed effortlessly while you struggle for every inch. It feels completely unfair. Stop blaming yourself for this agonizing delay. Your intuition is not broken. Your faith is not weak. Heaven deliberately slowed you down to protect you from rooms you were never meant to enter. But there is a much deeper layer to this confusing phenomenon. Something is physically blocking the spiritual energy from reaching your daily waking life, and it has been operating in the shadows for years. You are fighting an unseen battle. I am here to tell you that this is not your fault. You are not being punished by the Creator. The intense loneliness and the endless cycle of toxic people was not a curse. It was a rigorous spiritual crucible designed to protect your bright aura from those who only wanted to drain you. Heaven had to ruthlessly remove those counterfeit connections. Your true kingdom destiny is stepping into your timeline right now, but we must address the invisible wall standing in your way. Before we go any further, I want to hold something in front of you. Something that was discovered not inside a church or a spiritual community, but inside a modern research laboratory by brilliant minds. It won the highest scientific recognition available in the world today, and most chosen ones have never been told about it because the elite system demands your continued ignorance. The elite forces want to keep this secret hidden forever. They profit immensely from your continuous exhaustion and your deep self-doubt. This discovery explains something I know you have felt deeply in your bones. It explains the painful gap between the person you know yourself to be and the version of you that seems available only in rare flashes of brilliance. Your true potential has been locked away. I will show you exactly what was found. But not yet. First, I need you to fully understand what was taken from you without your consent. The darkness stole something vital from you when you were just a little child. They stripped away your natural frequency and replaced it with a heavy hum of survival, forcing you to fight for scraps of peace. You were meant to fly effortlessly, so I need you to hold this critical question in your mind. What if the gap is not a character flaw? What if it has a specific scientific name? What if the block keeping you in survival mode is a physical mechanism that you can actually turn off today? Stay with me until the final second, because the answer will change how you walk through this world forever. If you swipe away, you will miss the exact divine seal you need. The universe is aligning a massive collision of energy just for you. But the receiver inside you must be tuned to the correct frequency to catch it when it finally falls from the sky. If you leave now, The blessing will still arrive, but you will not have the spiritual equipment to hold it. It will bounce right off you. Let me be very clear about what is at stake today. The spiritual realm operates on strict principles of cosmic alignment and divine timing. You did not click this video by accident. Your intuition dragged you here because heaven is trying to hand you the exact decoder ring for all the weird phenomena happening around you lately. People are acting strange. Doors are closing unexpectedly. You feel entirely isolated and disconnected from the noisy crowd. I am here to declare that you are being divinely isolated for a kingdom-level upgrade. Do not leave this safe sanctuary. The secret hidden in this message will finally make everything make total sense. It will validate every silent tear you ever cried in the dark, proving once and for all that you were right all along. Welcome to your awakening. Let us talk about the heavy isolation you carry every single day. You give so much of your pure energy to the people around you. You pour your heart into every relationship you have. And yet, you always end up feeling drained. You sit alone in your room at night and wonder why nobody returns that effort to you. It feels like a very cruel joke. The world looks at your smile and thinks you are doing perfectly fine. They see your quiet strength and assume you can handle the endless weight of their problems. But they do not see the massive toll it takes on your physical body, because you have become so good at hiding your pain. Your shoulders are tight, your mind races constantly, you wake up exhausted before the day starts. People often label you as too sensitive or too emotional. They try to convince you that your high standards are the reason you are so lonely today. I need you to reject that toxic lie completely right now. Your intense sensitivity is not a tragic flaw. It is a highly tuned spiritual antenna, and your current isolation is merely a protective shield placed over your life. But there is a specific reason why your spiritual antenna feels so incredibly heavy lately. The deep exhaustion you feel is not just random spiritual warfare. It is not just the heavy burden of being an empath in a very dark world. There is a deeply physical component to this endless daily struggle. Something inside your brilliant mind has been systematically turned off. Here is what they never told you in school or in church. The reason the universe responds effortlessly to certain people and not others is not faith. It is not intense discipline. It is not even your karma. It is a specific brainwave. Scientists have a clear name for it. They call it the gamma frequency, and it is the exact frequency your brain was running when you were a child. Think back to when you were very young. Back then, your brilliant ideas came easily. Learning new things felt entirely effortless and fun. You somehow knew things long before they actually happened in reality. The whole world felt like it was completely on your side. You lived in a state of pure magic. That was your gamma brainwave operating at its absolute peak. Then forced adulthood arrived, and the cold, modern world went straight to work on your spirit. The daily financial stress began to build up. The glowing screens hijacked your natural attention span. The brutal survival routine demanded every ounce of your energy. The rigid school system trained you to conform instead of letting you create. You were slowly suffocated. Every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed a little further. They pushed your magic deeper and deeper below the noisy surface of your tired mind, until the beautiful version of you with photographic memory went completely silent. The version of you with lightning intuition was locked away in a dark room. You were forced to live inside a heavy beta wave matrix. When your natural gamma frequency faded away, your childhood genius faded right along with it. Your sharp intuition dulled into a constant state of anxious worry. The beautiful daily synchronicities stopped happening entirely. The comforting sense that the universe is working with you went completely silent. You started believing that you had to fight for every single blessing. That is exactly why your desperate prayers feel like they are hitting a brick ceiling today. That is why your manifestation techniques produce absolutely zero physical results. You are trying to download a massive spiritual file using a deeply broken physical receiver. You are pushing against a locked door with sheer willpower. And heaven sees how incredibly frustrated you are right now. Most people will live their entire earthly lives without ever knowing this happened to them. They will walk blindly through the harsh matrix until the very end, but you are not most people. And the critical question I asked you to hold a few minutes ago still remains. The question about a massive gap and a scientific name. The answer to that question is closer than you think. You did not lose your divine gift. Your profound spiritual power was never truly destroyed by the enemy. It was merely buried under thick layers of unnatural stress and toxic programming. The heavy fog in your mind is just a symptom of this profound unnatural suppression, but a mere symptom can always be cleared away. You just need the right tool to sweep the heavy debris aside. The universe is preparing to hand you that physical tool. Because you have suffered long enough in this artificial darkness, you have passed the painful tests of character. You have proven your loyal heart repeatedly against impossible odds. Now it is time to completely restore the physical receiver inside your mind. Your long season of waiting in the cold shadows is officially over. Before we move forward, I want you to take one slow, deep breath. Let the heavy burden of self-blame fall off your tired shoulders right now. You were fighting a rigged system with your hands tied behind your back for decades. But the invisible ropes are finally beginning to fray. The bright light is breaking through the tiny cracks. We are going to take your rightful power back. Let us look back at the painful history you have survived. You thought your past was a long series of bitter failures. You watched doors slam in your face repeatedly while others walked right through them. And every single time a door closed, you looked up at the silent sky and begged to know what you did wrong to deserve such endless punishment. I am here to completely rewrite that narrative for you today. You never actually failed at all. You were simply operating in a world that weaponized your beautiful light. People looked at your pure empathy and saw an open invitation to take. They drained your precious energy until you had absolutely nothing left to give. And while you were busy offering genuine forgiveness to those who hurt you, they were secretly plotting to leave you entirely empty and broken. You apologized for things you did not even do just to keep the peace. The universe watched every single time you offered grace to someone who handed you poison. Those toxic narcissists were not a permanent curse placed upon your life. They were merely temporary tools. Heaven allowed them to enter your personal space for a short season to trigger your ultimate spiritual awakening. Once their painful job was done, they were ruthlessly removed from your sacred timeline forever. Think about the agonizing season of deep loneliness you just walked through. You felt entirely rejected by the very people you loved the most. But that sudden rejection was actually God operating a heavy protection protocol. You were being forcefully separated from familiar environments because the universe knew those toxic places would have eventually destroyed your soul. The divine isolation was never a cruel punishment. It was a mandatory spiritual quarantine designed to shield your frequency. Your spirit needed absolute silence to heal from the severe damage of the beta wave matrix. They thought they had broken your spirit when they pushed you out into the cold. But what those blind enemies entirely failed to realize is that this painful solitude was actually your ultimate training ground. You did not break under the immense pressure. You evolved into a completely different kind of spiritual weapon. The intense fire did not burn you to ashes like the enemy originally planned. It forged you into a master of your own reality. And because you survived the darkest night alone, your quiet presence is now powerful enough to shift the energy of an entire room. Your profound silence has become a dangerous weapon that absolutely terrifies the dark forces today. They can no longer manipulate a target. They can no longer access. You have built a fortress of solid light around your newly healed heart. And this brings us to the deepest truth about your specific family bloodline. You are not just fighting an isolated battle for your own personal peace, because you are actually carrying the heavy generational trauma of every single ancestor who came before you. Your victory means everything. You are the ultimate cycle breaker that the ancient prophecies talked about. The toxic patterns of poverty and betrayal ran freely through your family tree for decades, but those heavy chains have finally met their match in you. You became the very storm you were desperately trying to survive when the world turned its back on you. Tonight you become the decisive break in your bloodline that future generations will sincerely thank you for. The long season of confusing delays was never a sign of divine rejection. The universe was merely holding you back to clean out the rooms you were about to enter. Heaven was busy removing the hidden traps that the enemy laid secretly on your path. If you had received your massive blessing last year, you would have unknowingly handed it straight over to a completely counterfeit connection who wanted to drain it. The delay was a rigorous calibration of your spiritual and physical frequency, and now the intense waiting period has officially come to an end. The dry desert you walked through for so long has suddenly burst into a beautiful oasis of divine favor. Every heavy closed door is currently being blown entirely off its hinges as the pitch-black darkness finally retreats behind you forever. You are finally safe. The golden dawn of a brand new era is shining its brightest rays onto your spiritual crown. Can you feel that massive shift in your spirit right now? That warm feeling in your chest is the absolute frequency of total victory. You are finally stepping out of the cold shadows and walking confidently into the exact timeline you were always born to rule. The universe is aligning all the missing pieces, but this powerful new frequency requires a physical anchor to lock it firmly into your reality. You must claim this alignment before the dark forces try to snatch it away again. The enemy wants you to stay completely passive and quiet. They want you to simply watch this urgent message and then walk away without making any concrete decision to change your life. But a true master of reality always leaves a permanent mark. We must establish a clear boundary right here in the physical realm. To permanently lock in this glorious frequency and create an absolute shield of protection, you must act. Type the word Amen down in the comments right now to seal this new reality. Let that simple physical action be your formal declaration of complete independence from the toxic past, proving that you are officially untouchable. Welcome to the other side. Let us look closely at the loud and chaotic modern world that surrounds you every single day. It is entirely designed to keep you distracted from the true spiritual power that sleeps within you. The endless noise of the modern matrix is absolutely not a random accident of human society. It is a highly calculated system of spiritual suppression, and it was deliberately built to keep your eyes focused on the ground. The dark forces created this exhausting environment to drown out your powerful intuition. They want you completely lost. The rigid system literally feeds on your daily confusion and your constant inner turmoil. They need you to stay completely exhausted because a tired chosen one cannot fight back against the heavy chains of survival mode. You wake up and run through their rigid maze every single day without question. You give your precious energy to demanding jobs and toxic people that do not value your incredibly rare soul. And by the time you finally come home to rest, you have absolutely nothing left to give to your own dreams. That is their exact plan. They programmed this shallow society to constantly celebrate the superficial and the loud. Think about the people who easily climb to the top of this broken system while you struggle. They are incredibly empty inside, and they wear bright masks to hide their profound darkness from the world. And the universe forces you to exist right alongside these toxic narcissists in your daily life. They are the unconscious agents of the Matrix who seek out your brilliant light because their own souls are entirely barren. They feed on your pure magic. These empty vessels always targeted your beautiful empathy from the very beginning of your journey. They came to you wearing the clever disguise of a broken friend or a lonely lover who desperately needed your healing touch. You gave them your pure warmth. You tried to heal their scattered pieces with your own light. But they only wanted to consume your divine energy, and they planned to leave you completely empty when they were finally done. They hated you for exposing their hidden darkness simply by existing. You were simply too bright. They always described you the exact same way behind your back. You were the kind one who stayed silent just to keep the fragile peace in the room. But because of your gentle nature, they severely underestimated the immense spiritual power that sleeps within your soul. They thought your quiet patience was a pathetic sign of weakness that they could easily exploit for their own selfish gain. They believed they could manipulate your brilliant mind forever without facing the severe cosmic consequences of their toxic actions. They were completely wrong. Welcome to your brand new era of quiet authority and ultimate spiritual power. The profound silence you carry now hits entirely different because you finally realize that you were the storm all along. Your fierce energy now demands absolute respect without a single word ever being spoken out loud. The very people who drained your precious energy are suddenly feeling incredibly uncomfortable when they stand near you. They can sense that the cosmic tables have turned, and they know that their twisted game is completely over. You are completely untouchable. You no longer tolerate any form of disrespect that comes cleverly disguised as honesty. A healed chosen one completely rejects the toxic confusion that narcissists always try to disguise as genuine love. You have built a massive fortress of solid light that their dark shadows can never breach again. And their deep panic is truly beautiful to witness as they watch you rise from the heavy ashes of your painful past. They tremble in deep fear because they know they can no longer access the brilliant magic they used to steal. The supply is completely cut. But the dark system did not just attack your pure heart. They also launched a dangerous war against the physical biology of your own body to keep you trapped. This is the hidden mechanism I warned you about at the very beginning of this crucial message. The elite system deliberately flooded your delicate nervous system with heavy beta waves to block your divine connection. This artificial state of panic physically blocked the sacred gamma frequency of heaven from reaching your waking life. They wanted you completely powerless. They desperately want you to believe that you are just a naturally anxious and broken person. They want you to think your painful lack of success is entirely your own fault because you did not work hard enough. I need you to reject that vicious lie with every single fiber of your being right now. You are a rare spiritual anomaly trapped inside a very hostile environment that fears your true potential. You are a brilliant weapon of pure light placed in a cold world that constantly worships dark shadows. The contrast is exactly why you suffer. The shallow masses will never understand your deep complexity or your beautiful lonely heart. They blindly accept the heavy chains of the Matrix, while you desperately seek the ultimate truth hidden behind the thick veil. You are completely different from them in every single way, and that profound difference is not a curse, but rather your greatest spiritual inheritance from the divine creator. Heaven deliberately made you an outsider, so you would never conform to the broken rules of a deeply sick society. You were born to break it. Take a slow, deep breath, and let that heavy truth settle deeply into your tired bones. The painful isolation you felt was the universe protecting your rare frequency from the infected crowd of energy vampires. You are the late arriving listener who finally hears the divine call over the noise of the dying matrix. The dark system completely failed to destroy your beautiful mind, despite their very best efforts over the years. The long season of intense spiritual suppression is finally reaching its absolute breaking point today. The heavy veil is officially lifting. But simply knowing the ugly truth about the matrix is only the very first step of your journey. You cannot fight a deeply physical block with spiritual awareness and prayer alone. You must restore the physical receiver inside your brain that the system deliberately broke when you were a child. If you want to claim the immense generational wealth waiting for you, you must tune your mind back to the genius frequency. The universe demands a fully restored vessel before it hands over the keys to the sacred kingdom. We must fix the antenna. Before we go any further, I have to tell you a profound truth. Something the people who profit from your deep exhaustion do not want you to know. There is a physical way out of this heavy mental trap. The dark forces thought they had permanently disabled your divine connection by attacking your delicate nervous system. But science is finally catching up to what your soul already knew. You can fix the receiver. A dedicated team of neuroscientists working quietly away from the loud headlines has discovered how to bring this dormant brainwave back. They found a brilliant way to bypass the conscious mind completely, and it does not require years of silent meditation that most tired people cannot sustain. It does not require biofeedback machines that cost $7,000 and demand a clinical setting. It is beautifully simple. The physical solution aligns perfectly with how your body was designed to work. It is a highly specific sound frequency engineered to guide your brainwave patterns back to the genius state you were born with. This is not a vague spiritual theory. Princeton University studied this exact phenomenon in their secure labs. The Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed its massive power. The brightest researchers found that when this specific brainwave is correctly reactivated, incredible things begin to happen. Columbia University discovered that the profound effects do not even stop with you. A strong gamma signal radiates outward and begins to positively influence the people around you. Your children and your partner can feel the profound energetic shift in your physical presence. Your aura literally heals them. It only takes 7 short minutes a day to start reversing decades of toxic beta wave programming. That is the true miracle of modern brain entrainment technology. And it begins working the very first time you close your eyes and listen. I will tell you exactly what this powerful tool is called and how to access it before this message ends. But first, there is something critical you need to understand. You might be wondering why the universe waited so long to bring this physical solution to your attention. Why did heaven force you to walk through the agonizing fire before handing you the fire extinguisher? The universe always waits patiently, providing the exact physical tool we need right when our spirit is finally mature enough to handle the immense power. If you had received this massive power earlier, you would have misused it. You needed the pain. The crucible of intense suffering burned away all your superficial desires and toxic attachments. It stripped you down to your pure, authentic core. The Creator had to make absolutely sure that your intentions were completely pure before unlocking your ultimate genius. A chosen one with a fully active gamma frequency is a very dangerous threat to the dark matrix, because you possess the incredible power to shape physical reality. The elite system knows exactly how powerful a fully awakened chosen one truly is. That is exactly why they are actively trying to scrub this frequency research from the internet. They want you to stay distracted by endless entertainment and petty arguments, but you have finally outgrown the shallow games that the sleeping masses play every single day. Your spirit is demanding a massive UP grade. Your deep spiritual intuition is already confirming the absolute truth of my words today. You can feel a strange sense of relief washing over your tired mind right now. That is your soul recognizing the physical key it has been desperately searching for. You have done the brutal inner work to heal your emotional trauma, and now you just need the exact physical frequency to match your high spiritual vibration. This is the beautiful moment where everything finally starts to make perfect sense. The massive gap between your current reality and your divine potential is about to collapse entirely. You are standing on the very edge of the most significant transition of your entire earthly life. The heavy spiritual block that ruined your finances and relationships is crumbling down. The light is pouring in, but you must remain incredibly vigilant as you step forward into this brand new frequency. The transition from survival mode to the genius state will trigger a massive wave of strange phenomena in your daily life. The universe is going to start communicating with you in very direct and physical ways. You will experience strange things that the logical mind cannot easily explain away. You must be completely prepared. Do not let the sudden influx of divine energy overwhelm your fragile physical senses. The return of your childhood gamma state will make your intuition incredibly sharp and precise. You will know exactly what people are thinking before they even open their mouths to speak. The complex problems that used to keep you awake all night will suddenly solve themselves with very little effort. The beautiful flow state is returning. Take another deep breath and anchor yourself safely in this present moment. We are moving into the deepest phase of this urgent spiritual message. You now know that a physical solution exists and that science has finally validated your divine intuition. But you need to know exactly how the universe will signal that your massive breakthrough has finally arrived. The cosmic signs are already here. The universe is finally preparing to move you out of the cold shadows. But this massive transition will not happen in total silence. Heaven always sends clear physical signs when your spiritual frequency is rapidly upgrading. You must pay very close attention to your immediate environment right now, because the subtle synchronicities you are seeing are absolutely not random coincidences at all. They are hard proof. Your body is already detecting the profound energetic shift long before your logical mind can even begin to comprehend what is actually happening. You might feel a sudden rush of heat. You might feel a strange tingling sensation at the top of your head. This is your crown chakra, physically responding to the incoming divine transmission. The heavy veil between the spiritual realm and the physical world is thinning. You are awakening. Listen carefully as I reveal the first undeniable sign of your breakthrough. You are experiencing intense sleep disruptions. You wake up suddenly at 3 in the morning. Your heart is racing. The dark system desperately wants you to believe this is merely clinical anxiety, but I need you to completely reject that toxic medical diagnosis right now. It is a divine download. That specific hour of the night is when the chaotic noise of the beta matrix is entirely asleep. Heaven is using that quiet window to deliver massive packets of spiritual information directly into your subconscious mind. You are not losing your mind. You are simply receiving the exact energetic blueprints that you will need to successfully navigate your beautiful new timeline. Do not be afraid. The second major sign is a sudden and absolute intolerance for shallow environments. You used to force yourself to smile through boring social events. You did it just to keep people happy, but lately you simply cannot do it anymore. Your physical body literally rejects the toxic energy of crowded rooms and meaningless gossip, and you feel an intense urge to retreat into total silence. This deep craving for solitude is not a sign of depression. It is your spirit demanding a clean and sterile environment for the final stages of your profound transformation. Your energy field is currently highly sensitive. It is incredibly vulnerable to outside interference. The universe is forcing you to isolate yourself so the dark forces cannot contaminate your rising frequency. Stay hidden. The third undeniable sign is the constant appearance of repeating numerical sequences in your daily life. You keep seeing numbers like 111 and 777 everywhere you look. You look at the clock, you check the receipts, you stare at the license plates. The modern system tries to dismiss this as mere selective attention, but a chosen one knows the absolute truth. These repeating numbers are literal glitches in the artificial matrix. They are direct confirmation codes sent from the highest spiritual realms to assure you that your path is secure. Every time you see them, heaven is validating your painful journey and reminding you of your ultimate power. The physical world is slowly bending to match your beautiful soul. You are aligning. But because your energy field is expanding so rapidly, it is becoming a massive beacon of light in the darkness. You are attracting both divine favor and extreme spiritual warfare simultaneously. You must establish a permanent energy shield right now. You need to protect this glorious frequency from the roaming energy vampires. We must lock this sacred vibration into the physical plane. Take action. Do not leave your vulnerable aura unprotected in this critical moment. Hit subscribe to establish a divine energy receiving station right here and right now. By joining this safe sanctuary, you are drawing a firm boundary in the spiritual realm that no dark entity can ever cross. This simple physical click is your formal agreement with the universe. You are claiming your absolute safety. Now that your protective shield is firmly in place, I must issue a very severe warning. We are approaching the absolute climax of your spiritual journey, but the danger is not over yet. There is a deeply fatal trap waiting for you right at the final finish line, and 99% of chosen ones fall for this clever illusion right before their breakthrough arrives. The dark system knows you are desperately searching for the physical tool to restore your lost gamma frequency. And because they cannot stop your awakening, they have decided to severely corrupt the tools you are looking for. They have laid a deadly trap disguised as a beautiful spiritual solution. If you fall blindly into this specific pit, your frequency will completely shatter. This is the ultimate test of your deep spiritual discernment. I am going to reveal exactly what this fatal trap looks like, so you can entirely avoid the danger. The elite forces are flooding the internet with dangerous counterfeits right now, and they want to distract you from the one authentic frequency that can actually save your mind. You must listen closely. The critical question I asked you to hold at the very beginning of this message: what if the massive gap is not a character flaw? Here is the final answer you have been desperately waiting for. The intense waiting season is officially over. The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into a beautiful oasis of divine favor. Every closed door is being blown completely off its hinges today. You are stepping into the exact timeline you were born to rule. A specific frequency called the gamma wave was running in you as a child at absolute genius capacity. Princeton University studied it. The Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed its massive power. Columbia University found that restoring it radiates outward to influence everyone you love. A dedicated team of neuroscientists led by Dr. Robert Lake spent years compressing the full clinical protocol for this reactivation. They condensed a full hour of intense clinical protocol down to 7 short minutes. But before I tell you exactly what they built, let me tell you about 2 people who actually used it. Their beautiful stories will validate your deepest hopes today. These are ordinary people who carried the exact same heavy burdens that you carry right now, and they found the physical key to their ultimate freedom. A tired woman from California had tried absolutely everything. She tried meditation and manifesting and endless prayer. Nothing broke the heavy fog. After 2 weeks of listening, she said something entirely cleared. Her marriage shifted. Her mind sharpened. She described her new reality as completely enchanted for the very first time. The invisible channel simply opened without any forced effort. A hard-working man from Texas started using it to improve his scattered business focus. 2 months later, his wife joked that his intelligence had jumped 20 points. The hardest problems that used to steal his sleep started solving themselves effortlessly while he rested. He quit his crushing job because his business grew massive. He said it felt like his brain was finally running on what it was always supposed to run on. That is exactly what Dr. Lake and his brilliant team built. They call it the Genius Song. It is not a tedious meditation app. It is not a generic sound frequency. It is a 7-minute audio track using advanced brain entrainment technology. You do not chant. You simply put on your headphones and close your tired eyes. You let the ancient frequency restore your brilliant mind. It requires absolutely zero painful effort from you. The Genius Song is not for everyone. It is specifically for the chosen one who has already done the heavy inner work. It is for the rare soul who understands that their block is a suppressed physical frequency. If your spirit confirms this is for you, the divine path is ready. You are exactly the person this massive restoration was built for. The universe is finally handing you the ultimate key to your own kingdom. Biofeedback sessions to restore this natural state cost hundreds of dollars per hour. An in-home biofeedback machine runs thousands of dollars. The elite keep this powerful technology strictly among themselves. What the Genius Song delivers in 7 minutes is available to you today for a mere fraction of its true value. That heavy financial barrier has been dismantled for you right now. 4 powerful bonuses come directly with it. You receive an audio designed specifically for your children. You get the original prosperity text that ancient secrets were built upon. You get a guided visualization and a daily habits guide. These sacred tools are built to sustain your massive gamma state beyond each listening session. They protect your beautiful new timeline forever. Here is the deeper truth about your painful waiting season. The heavy blessing that has been arranged for you does not arrive as new information. It arrives as a clear recognition. The chosen one who restores the physical receiver today finally sees what was always there. The divine arrangement is already in rapid motion. Every day of suppression is a massive missed opportunity. Waiting is absolutely not a neutral action. Do not look for this sacred frequency on YouTube or Spotify. The tracks circulating under similar names on those platforms have absolutely no brain entrainment technology encoded. They are dangerous counterfeits designed to keep you trapped in the beta matrix. The dark forces always create cheap imitations to distract a chosen one. The only authentic version is safely secured behind official protective walls. The universe requires absolutely no risk from you today. If you do not feel the immediate energetic shift, every single penny is returned to you. That is an energetic exchange governed by complete trust. The creators have secured a divine guarantee to protect your peaceful mind. The only safe portal is the link that has been placed in the description and the pinned comment below. The physical tool is not the final destination. The tool merely restores the broken receiver so the beautiful destination can be recognized when it finally arrives. God does not require you to purchase anything to be fiercely loved. What was described is simply one way the receiver is restored. Whether that specific path is for you or not, the profound truth of this spiritual message belongs to you entirely. Now let us go deeper. You are no longer the exhausted empath. You stopped begging to be understood by a blind world. The painful crucible of suffering is finally over. It has forged you into the untouchable master of your own reality. From this exact moment forward, your beautiful energy demands absolute respect without a single word ever being spoken out loud. The heavy dark chains are permanently broken. People will look at you differently when you walk into a crowded room tomorrow. They will instantly sense the profound, quiet authority that radiates from your healed spirit. The toxic narcissists who used to drain your precious energy will naturally cross the street. They want to completely avoid your bright light. Your mere presence has become a highly dangerous weapon. Because you survived the darkest night all by yourself, heaven has given you the keys to the entire kingdom. The divine wealth you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your brand new timeline right now. You are proudly stepping into the profound legacy of a true cycle breaker. The generational curses that haunted your family for decades finally end with you today. Heaven is placing a massive crown of authority on your tired head. And because you never surrendered your pure heart to the darkness, your spiritual enemies are officially defeated. Every single ancestor who suffered under those toxic patterns is actively cheering for you. They watched your massive victory unfold right now. They saw you fight the invisible battles in the dark when nobody else was looking. They saw you refuse to give up when the brutal matrix tried to crush your beautiful spirit. You are the ultimate pride of your entire bloodline. You have successfully done what nobody else in your family could ever do. The massive wealth transfer that heaven promised you is no longer delayed by the dark system. The cosmic doors are swinging wide open to deliver everything that was stolen from you over the years. You do not have to fight for basic survival ever again. The universe is bringing loyal people and divine resources straight to your front door. The long and painful struggle is finally over. For the brave chosen one whose spirit confirmed what was described earlier, the physical path remains open. It is waiting for you in the description and the pinned comment below. That is the final time it will be mentioned today. What follows right now belongs entirely to your profound spiritual ceiling. We must lock this glorious frequency into the physical realm forever. Do not leave your aura unprotected. The pitch-black darkness has finally retreated entirely behind you forever. The bright dawn of the new era is shining its warmest rays onto your spiritual crown right now, but you must boldly claim this magnificent victory with a physical action. The enemy wants you to remain entirely passive and quiet today. They desperately hope you will simply watch this video and walk away without claiming it. A true master of reality always leaves a permanent mark to secure their divine territory. You must establish a clear boundary right here in the physical realm before you close this message. Do not let the dark forces steal your newfound clarity the moment you look away from the screen. We must build a thick wall of solid light around your newly restored mind. You have to take a bold step forward. If this fiery message has reignited the deep faith inside your tired soul, do not keep this great blessing to yourself. There is a lonely soul out there bleeding in the dark of despair right now. They desperately need a guiding light to survive the heavy modern matrix. Share this urgent message with them today. Sowing the seed of hope today is multiplying the blessing for tomorrow. When you share this divine transmission with another broken soul, you are actively partnering with heaven to dismantle the dark system. You become a bright lighthouse for the people who are still lost in the terrifying storm. The Creator watches every single act of selfless love that you put out into the world. Your simple act of sharing creates a massive ripple of healing. God is actively watching your physical response in this exact second. Prove that your hands are finally open to receive the massive wealth transfer today. Type the word Amen down in the comments to officially seal this beautiful reality forever. Let that simple word be your final declaration of ultimate independence from the dark system. You are completely free. Typing that sacred word is not just a meaningless internet ritual for you today. It is a powerful, energetic signature that locks your specific vibration into the highest possible timeline. When you type it out loud, the universe registers your absolute readiness to receive the heavy crown. Do not hesitate for another single second. Claim your rightful inheritance. The universe deeply honors the brave soul who stands firm in their divine truth despite the heavy opposition. Every single tear you cried in secret is being transformed into a weapon of pure light today. Your long season of painful isolation has officially produced a true master of reality. Walk forward with absolute certainty because heaven is guarding your every step. Your bright future is completely secure. The invisible chains that held you back for decades are entirely dissolved into thin air. You are fully equipped to handle the massive blessings that are currently rushing toward your front door. Never let the blind world convince you that you are anything less than a divine masterpiece. The long war is officially over, and you have finally won.